I don't need the Oreos, but I want the Oreos. Hey guys, so for today's video, as you probably already know from the title, I am fulfilling many requests to make the How to Adult video a series. So this is going to be episode 2 in the How to Adult, and this is all about saving money. First and foremost, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram and Twitter, be sure to go ahead and do that. I've officially changed my Instagram theme for fall. I'm so excited about it, guys. I get so dorky about this stuff because my theme on Instagram has been the same all summer, so just dorky Instagram things, you know, from the most basic person alive. Yeah, other than that, let's jump in because I have 11 tips for you guys today all about saving the cash money flow. So first and foremost, when it comes to saving money, one of the most important things you can do is record your expenses. And this is something I am so guilty for not doing. It can be so easy to just spend money aimlessly all the time. And when you're constantly doing that and you're never actually keeping record of every single time you spend any money, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. A really easy way to do this is if you have a day planner or an agenda or even just like your journal or a notebook for like day-to-day living. Just record every time you buy something just really quickly. And if you don't have any of those things, you can also just use your phone. Make a note on your phone strictly for month-to-month expenses. So the beginning of September, log it in to like September 2016 expenses, and every time you buy anything, give yourself a quick reminder to jump on your phone, go to that note, and just write down what you bought. It can be something as small as going to the dollar store for something, or a mini shopping spree, or groceries. Just start logging all of your expenses. This is super key too, because at the end of the month you can add up all of your expenses and see how much money you're really spending month to month and where it's all going. Once you know where your money is, where you're spending it, and how you're spending it, and how frequently you're spending it, it's going to give you a starting point in terms of, okay, this is what I'm dealing with, these are my habits, now where do I go from here? Which leads me to point number 2, which is to make yourself a budget. This is something you can do before you even find out your whole month of expenses. The sooner you start it, the more money you're going to be saving. Start by how much you have to spend every month. This is things like your cell phone bill, your rent, car, gas, groceries, anything that you know it's like, I have to pay this. Write those all down first and see how much money you have left over. With what you have left over after you expense out everything that is a necessity, this is where you can start having fun with your money. Start to navigate, okay, how much do I want to spend on recreational use? How much do I want to spend on going for dinners or drinks or to the movies? Set aside how much you want to put into a savings account or like an RRSP account. This is like the smartest thing you can do, and the earlier you do it and the more you stick to it, the better. If you set aside, okay, this is how much money I want to spend every week for groceries, and it's only like 40 bucks, like that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but you can start finding ways and tips and hacks and little shortcuts you can make at the grocery store to save that little bit of money and put it towards something you're saving up for, or maybe just a savings account in general for when you're older, or even just to spend a little bit more extra money on yourself if you find you don't have any money to do that at the end of the day. Tip number 3 is to find lifestyle shortcuts. So for me, I'm somebody that drinks coffee every single day. That adds up so quickly. If you're somebody that doesn't cook food or drinks a lot of coffee, like goes out and buys coffee, even just from McDonald's where it's super cheap, you're still gonna save so much more money if you start making coffee at home. You're gonna save so much more money if you make food at home, if you start meal prepping your meals, or instead of going out with your friends all the time, invite them over to your place and all of you go in on a big bottle of wine, which is again going to save you so much money. Take a look at your lifestyle and find where you can make some super simple shortcuts that aren't going to take you that much more effort, but are going to save you so much more money. Tip number 4 is to only buy what you need. Now, we all like to buy what we want. Even when you go to the grocery store, you're like, I want the Oreos. I don't need the Oreos, but I want the Oreos. So if you start getting into the habits of only really buying what you need, it's going to save you so much more money in the long run. Don't just walk into the grocery store without a shopping list and without a plan and just throw a bunch of stuff in your cart, get home, half of it rots in your fridge, you don't even end up using half of it. Plan out what you need, especially in terms of going to the grocery store, or if you're going like back to school, like clothing shopping, go take a look at your closet and be like, what do I actually need versus what I want? You get that gratification of self-reward for like a couple minutes, but then it's on to wanting something else. So if you just get through that habit of only buying what you need, you are going to cut so much extra expenses out of what you're buying all the time. Tip number 5 is something that you're going to want to do in terms of buying anything that's like unrelated, like anything that you want and don't necessarily need, for example. A really good tip is if you are someone that likes to online shop, or even if you just go to the mall and you see like candles or something that you really, really want and you're like, do I deserve this? I feel like I do, but I'm not sure. There's a really good tip you can use where you wait 48 hours. So go back home, sleep on it again, and if you still really feel like you want it, you still really feel like you deserve it, then go back to the mall, buy the candles, or go back online and hit checkout. A lot of the times you're gonna realize like 2 days later you don't really want it as much anymore, or you realize that it would have been kind of stupid to spend the $60 on candles. It cuts down so much on the impulse buying, and I am an impulse shopper. So when you wait 48 hours, odds are you're not gonna spend as much money on all of these things that you think you want at the moment. Tip number 6 is to leave your credit card at home. If you don't bring your credit card with you everywhere, there is not that urge. If you leave it at home, then there's no like temptation to just use it to buy your friends rounds of drinks, or you're out shopping and you're like, whatever, I'll just, throw it on the credit card, grab a couple things that I really, really want. So leaving your credit card at home, keeping it in a safe place, mind you, but leaving it at home is going to help cut back on how much you're relying or falling back on your credit card to buy things that you really shouldn't be buying. Tip number 7, and this is a huge one for me, is to avoid stress spending. But when I get stressed out, I do not eat my feelings, I shop my feelings. So when I'm in a sad mood, a bad mood, a down mood, an uninspired mood, an unmotivated mood, I tend to somehow start surfing the internet. I end up on like We Heart It. I end up seeing a really cute outfit. I end up Googling that outfit. I end up on some like shopping website or Charlotte Russe or whatever trying to find a duplicate of what I just saw. Then my shopping bag grows. Like I get giddy. I get so excited. So find other ways to kind of release that stress and emotion that doesn't involve spending money. This can be something as simple as doing like a free yoga video at home right on YouTube, meditating, going for a walk, going to the gym, talking to a friend. Do something or find something that's better for you than stress spending. Tip number 8 is to cancel memberships and things that you don't use, like subscriptions. And this might sound like so obvious, but it's actually really funny. I went through my credit card statements recently and noticed that I was paying for both Spotify and Apple Music. And I had like a magazine thing on there that I wasn't even really using anymore, and just so many random things that I'm like, these end up adding up every month and you don't notice it, but you're paying it off and then you're realizing that you're not even using all these things. I was like, Spotify or Apple Music? Spotify, cancel Apple Music. Do I like this magazine subscription? No, cancel it. Do I use the gym membership? Yes, keep it. Go through all your month-to-month expenses and subscriptions, look at it, be like, how much do I actually use it? Am I getting $9 worth out of my Netflix? However much money out of my gym membership, magazines, music, all of that stuff. And then if you're not getting like the full value out of it, just cancel it. Tip number 9 is to take a Sunday or any day that you have off, any afternoon, and declutter your whole space, your bedroom, your apartment, your wherever your living space is, declutter. When you declutter all of the stuff that's all around you, in your closets, in your cabinets, and everything, you start to find things that you don't even remember buying or having. I found cleaning supplies, I found clothes that I didn't even know that I had anymore, and just so many things where it's like, wow, I would have went out and bought more paper towel or bought more cleaning supplies or bought a shirt very similar to this without even knowing that I actually already had it back at home. Keep everything clean, neat, and tidy, and everything around you has a place. You're going to always constantly be aware of what you actually already have at home, so you're gonna know that you don't need to buy another gray t-shirt because you already have 4, or you don't need to buy more Windex because you got 2 bottles at home. Tip number 10 is very suitable because it's give yourself a 10-second rule. And this is when you're going to buy anything, whether it's groceries, whether it's you're going to the movies, whether you're buying something online, no matter what you're about to spend money on, give yourself 10 seconds to look at it, whatever you're about to do or buy, and be like, okay, why am I really spending money on this? This even helps in terms of groceries. Like if I'm at the grocery store and I'm about to put, a big giant jug of smoothie in my cart, and I'm like, okay, why am I really buying this smoothie? Is it because it's pretty and I like the idea of thinking that I would drink this smoothie every morning? Or do I already have all the ingredients at home to make a smoothie and I'm just lazy and I just think this looks like a really pretty color and I'm buying it for that reason? Subconsciously, you're like, I really shouldn't buy this, but conscious you is like, come on, just do it. It's like the little devil on your shoulder. If you know you're listening to the devil, then just say no, put it down. Again, if you give yourself the 2 days, the 48 hours, and you're still thinking about it, then maybe you can go back and buy it. But if in that 10 seconds you really have to find a reason that you're buying it, odds are you don't need it, so don't waste the money. And then tip 11, and my last and final tip, is to give yourself a visual reminder. This can be done on your dream board, on your wall, on your phone background, in your agenda or your day planner. Something that you're gonna see every day that's either reminding you of how much debt you're trying to pay off or how much money you're trying to save. Having a visual reminder every single day that says, okay, you know, this is the goal, you're trying to get here. Like, remind yourself every single day that I need to get this paid off, or I need to save up so I can buy my Jeep, or I need to save up so I can buy a house, or so I can do this or that. Write those little goals down everywhere so that no matter where you're at, you're gonna have visual reminders every single day of something you're actually working towards, which will always kind of re-register your brain into not thinking so present in the moment and a little bit more into the future to realize that, you know, you're trying to be responsible with your money here, you're trying to work towards some sort of goal, and there's a reason why you want to save. If you're constantly reminding yourself of those things and visually seeing it, it's going to be so much easier for you to stick to your plan. So those are all the tips I have for you guys today for saving and budgeting your money. If you guys want me to do more specific videos like how to budget to travel, how to budget living on your own, or anything like that, thumbs up this video or let me know down below and I can do spin-offs from this video in the How to Adult series. And last but not least, if you guys have any money saving tips, I always want to hear more, so let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye guys!